So, my name's Finn and I took Sociology, Ancient History and Biology, so quite the range.
My name is Anais and I study photography, travel and tourism and sociology, so a nice broad range of subjects.
So I was lucky enough to have at my school GCSE level, and it's obviously quite surface level at that stage. But I think when I saw the courses and the option to do World Sociology, it's quite a niche bracket of that subject or that sort of school of thought. And yeah, I was really drawn to that, and I quite like how applicable it is to like the wider world or wider society.
That was the one subject that really stood out for me. I think the information that we learn in it is so important, especially now. Everyone should learn it because it's such an important factor that you have to know, and it's just really great information to learn.
I like sociology as it is. I really loved it in GCSE, and then the fact that World Sociology was there to pick, because crime and deviance is quite generic, I thought I'd go for that.
It was the same kind of like good information to know, but more applied to the whole world, like globally. And especially because countries are becoming more interconnected, it's so interesting to know how and why, and how that affects things, and how low-income countries develop, and how, it's just so interesting to know, and it's such good information to know. It's really handy.
I can't even explain how awesome they've been the whole 2 years. They're just really normal people, and that doesn't sound like a compliment at first, but just like being able to come to class, happy about it, get in the lesson, talk to them as if they are people, and I think that's the best thing about the college for me, is ever since you get into the first lesson, you start calling teachers by their names. And I was like, what? Like, what is that about? Anyway, that sort of carries on. You build like a proper relationship with them. Yeah, they've just been great. They've been super supportive the whole time. They all know their stuff to a T. And yeah, they're just great people. I think it's like we were saying, every time one of our lessons was on Monday morning, which is traditionally the dark day of the week. And I think we all came there with like a smile, ready to go for it. It was 3 hours of sociology and it was awesome. Really nice way to kick off the day.
They're amazing. They are really amazing. I mean, I've been very lucky. All my lecturers have been exquisite. I love them all. But sociology especially, they've really helped me find my passion for everything. It's just that, like Finn said, it's so nice to walk into a classroom and being excited to go to a lesson, because in secondary school that doesn't happen a lot, or at least in my experience it didn't happen. And coming into college with the freedom and then having just a lovely person greet you and teach you like an actual person, it makes such a big difference. They are just amazing, amazing people. So year one we did youth culture and media, which is just so applicable to us. Some of the information is quite scary because it's so true, and you never really learned information like that before. So it's, again, really great information to learn, and it kind of puts your head in a space about the media and opens your eyes a bit. So that's first year. Second year we do stratification and World Soc. And stratification is more all the different types of inequalities in society and how that creates a system in society.
World Sociology is it's quite broad in the way it is. You start off with a general like umbrella of the world theorists and how the different schools think about development, really. That's the main topic. And then you can go in subject by subject and talk about aid, you talk about globalization, urbanization, all the sort of things that are happening like now as we speak. And I think the best thing about it is because we've obviously come out of a period back at the start of the last century or decade, whatever you call it, where the slavery's ended, the colonization's ended, and we're sort of building out of it, and people are becoming more free and aware of what's going on, especially with like the new media and all that sort of business. So it's awesome, really, because you get to know what's going on in other countries. You get to sort of make your own opinion about it, I guess. That's one good thing about sociology. You get to think and say what you think, because a lot of subjects you have to jump through the hoops to say this or that or that. Sociology, you actually get an opinion and you can really go for it. So yeah, we do that sort of thing. We do debt and all that and how everyone's linked together. So yeah, it's really, really fun.
World Soc is different to all the others, where we look at different countries, mostly low economically developed countries, and how the Western influence on them and how they economically develop. It's so interesting, and they all kind of come together really nicely because you kind of look at every aspect of society. I can't say how amazing it is.
You get to talk about it in lesson, but like really, really talk about it. And it's nice because this college is huge, so you end up with a class that's like really mixed with opinions and views and stuff. So when you get to talk about it, apply it, and have a little debate within class. Like, the teachers have been great for that. They let you speak, they let you talk about your thing, and they'll guide you through. So I think that'd be generally, as a general thing, that'd be my favourite thing about sociology, I guess, is that freedom to talk and think and do what you want to say and think. In terms of topic, I reckon it's a bit niche, but it's urbanisation for me. It's for those countries that have just started developing, it's kind of that first stage, and then all the world theories that you learn about really apply to it. So it's great to get stuck in it and think, oh, why is that happening, or why is this happening? So yeah, that's my favourite, I think.
It's difficult. It's definitely the world aspect, because it was the most interesting. I would probably say aid, because there's so many different types of aid, and I was oblivious to what it was. And you would think initially that it's all beneficial. Like, how can it be bad giving money and resources to a country? But it's interesting learning how there's different factors to it and different layers, and how it could actually be damaging it could create dependency and all this stuff. I thought it was really interesting and a different perspective that I would never really look at. So that was really good to know.
We went to St Paul's in Bristol. We had a look at the street art, and this is the thing with sociology, it is a random thing to go look at, the street art, but when you look at what's happened and what's its meaning, suddenly starts linking back to the topics. Like, you've got youth cultures in there, certain political movements that you can link to the media, and like the control of like society is a thing. Yeah, so we went around and looked at all the graffiti, and it's sort of just getting a feel for Bristol, to be honest, because we walked through, we started quite close to St Paul's, near Cabot Circus, and we walked around and I had a little look, and it's just, again, that whole sociology thing of like, we're there to see like street art, but at the same time, as you're walking around, you see the different areas of development, you see the different people that inhabit the different areas. It's really cool. So it was a really nice trip.
St Paul's especially is renowned for their murals, and it's just so beautiful, and it's so applicable to political, economic, everything in the UK, and they're just so powerful. And I think it was a really good trip, because it again opened your eyes to different problems in society, which is really good to recognise.
So I was going to do biosciences originally, because I took biology as well. I really enjoyed that in the first year, but credit to the course and the teachers, really. This like past year I've just been slowly leaning towards the sociology sort of politics stuff, especially now with all the things that are going on politically. I think, again, the course applies to it, and you really like start to see the world in like a bit of a different light. So I've switched up now, and I'm going to do politics and sociology, which is exactly like the course. I think it's just, I don't know, there's something about it where it's that whole thing is you can make it as complicated as you want. There's so much there for you to know and learn and apply to, and I think regardless of what I did afterwards, it is a awesome course to have with you for the rest of your life. Just opens your eyes a bit to things, if anything, if that's all you get from it. Yeah.
So I've got an art foundation course that I'm starting in September, so I can kind of pick up my photography there and experience different art forms, and then I'm going to train to be an air hostess. So it's really good because I can merge all three of my topics, so I can do travel photography whilst I'm doing it. Obviously travel and tourism, we train to be cabin crew there, and then World Sociology, I'll have a background knowledge about all these amazing countries, and I think it will give a different perspective on it, which is really great. So I can use all my subjects, which is brilliant.
I think the best thing for me was, like, being completely honest, joining college, I came from a school quite a way away, so it was sort of me and a few others from that school, people I didn't really know that well. First year was quite hard to get into the move of things. You suddenly go from like a set 5 lessons a day to 1 or 2 lessons, 3 hours long. It's quite hard to get into that move of it, but once this second year like came in for me, I don't know, there's something about it, you just really get into the flow of it, and there's so many people, and it's almost like it's there for the taking, if you know what I mean. Once you can get into the groove of it, sort of understand what you have to do, and yeah, it just gets really good because there's so many people about and there's so many things to do. So I think it's definitely the right choice for me.
So many. The main thing is the people. That's bottom line, I think, because there's so many people here, such a wide range of different personalities and styles and just amazing people, and it's so great to find people, and you know, it's just, that's probably my fondest memory here, just people, and seeing such a wide range. As you're just even walking to your lesson or walking to the canteen, you see so many amazing people, and it's brilliant. I've really appreciated it, and I'm going to miss it so much. I'm going to miss it so much, but yeah.